welcome to Smokin' and Joking with your friendly neighborhood old bat. How y'all doing today? I see we have Guido in the chat. Woo-wee. Yeah, I went to the Halloween store and went nuts. I even bought myself an Annabelle doll. Hang on, let me go get her for you. Let me go get that for you. Hang on. I picked her up at the Halloween Superstore. Isn't she lovely? Hey, Donna Cat, how you doing? She is really pretty. I've always wanted one. There she was. And now she's mine. She's staying in the box, too. She's really pretty. So let's go ahead and get to the Von tent. Hey, Sunnyside. Hey, Todd, how you doing? Have you ever seen the Conjuring movies? That's what she's from. What do you mean? What do you mean no, Vaughn? What do you mean no? Oh, come on, don't be such a big baby. It's only a damn doll. Nats and the Pizza's got all your Von tent for you, down to a science. And if you don't want to hear my big mouth over it, come here and look in on it so you can enjoy the silence. Like, share, and subscribe to Nats and the Pizza. How you doing, Todd?
May be a bust. I put a few, Hamilton, it turns out, may be a bust. I put a few job applications in, haven't heard anything back. If I don't hear anything back in a few days, I'm going to move on because, obviously I can't, I'm running low on fuel and, I'm running low on food stamps and that sort of thing. I have two possible options going south.
You've only had those food stamps for like a week. Not even a week. How can you already be running low? How can you already be running low? Holy shit, dude. What the fuck?
South or going west. I may even stop by Manchester, Kentucky and pick Sharpie up. I'm not sure yet. It all depends upon what these individuals say about my destination and about where I'm going. But we'll see. But I would love to pick Sharpie up and bring him with me. I really would. But I gotta see what's going on, but hopefully I can. I don't understand, I don't understand why I just haven't won the lottery or gotten my disability. But seems like every turn I get denied. I went to the government office here in Ohio, and they told me I have to go all the way back to Corbin and reapply.
Oh, wow.
I can't apply in Ohio. And I'm like, what? SSI's federal. What do you mean I can't apply in Ohio? They said, no, you got to go back to Corbin. I think it's because my last known physical address is in Kentucky, and that's why. But I'm not sure on that. But I think that's their excuse, is that, well, your residence says Kentucky, so you have to go to Kentucky to reapply. I don't think that's legitimate. I think I should be able to reapply in Ohio, but I don't know. I guess if I had a residence here in Ohio, then I could apply for my SSI and benefits. But they're saying no. I have to go all the way back to Corbin, Kentucky, and reapply there. So I may have to go back to Kentucky no matter what I do. which means, folks, the donations are back on. I've got to have donations to get back out on the highway. This really sucks. I had hoped that Hamilton would be
You know what? And I'm not going to give you one thin fucking dime. Not one thin fucking dime. I don't think my audience is going to give you one thin fucking dime neither. And you know, you're pumping a dry well, Von Helton. Unless there's some creeps out there that really want to just keep the show going.
would be a good thing, but if I don't hear anything from these job applications, I put several job applications in, folks. So, the trolls can go pound sand. Okay, I put several applications in. I don't hear anything. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to keep going and see what I can do elsewhere. I need someone that I can actually be with, that can physically help me as well as, just talk and whatever. Because, see, you've got to have a residence, and I need a residence, because when I go into these places, I have to give them my address. Well, I give them my Kentucky address, and what are they going to say? They're going to say, well, go back to Kentucky. That's what they're going to say. So I need a residence, an actual physical a street address that I can give them.
Get a P.O. box, you dumbass. I did it when I was homeless and lived in a shelter. Get a P.O. box. That's a good way to get yourself established as a resident. Especially if you're living in your car. You should have done that before you ate fast food 10 times a damn day.
So that I can reapply and try to get my stuff. But so far, nothing yet. And anyways, so just thought I'd comment on this and get it all out there. But yeah, we
hey, Irv ruined his own life.
I think if I don't hear anything in a few days, because I'm dangerous in oil and gas. If I don't hear anything in a few days, I'm gonna have to get back out on the road, whether I like it or not. So anyway, that's it. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Ugh, this guy's insufferable.
Oh, I am literally on fumes. I am going to go and talk to the they have two unemployment offices here. I don't know the extent of it, but I'm going to go up on High Street and talk to the two unemployment offices when they open. They're not open yet, but when they open up, I'm going to go check them out, see what kind of assistance I can get. I'm not holding out much hope, though, unfortunately, but if I can get some help, then I may stick around. I don't know. If not, though, I'm going to need your help, because I'm going to need donations to get out west. And try to get out there and get some help. This is nuts. There's no reason why Ohio Social Security Office shouldn't have been able to help me.
Well, establish your residency here by getting a post office box, you numbskull. All you got to do is get an address. That's all you got to do. Oh my God, you are so dumb. You don't know how to get a fucking post office box, do you?
SSI and disability and stuff like that, that's federal. It shouldn't matter what state you're in, what state you currently reside in, or what state you lived in a year ago or whatever. They should be able to help you. They should be able to get you set up. Now, New Jersey,
hey, Four Aces, long time no see.
Like, yeah, here's the forms. Here you go. So why couldn't Ohio do that? Oh, good question. But yeah, I went in there. I gave him my Social Security number, just like I did Ohio. And lady's like, okay, here's the forms. Here you go. Just that quick, just that easy. So why couldn't Ohio do that? No, that's a good question, isn't it? That's a real good question. But yeah, SSI and disability and stuff like that, that's supposed to be federal. It shouldn't matter what state you're in or what state you're from. You know, you go, if you're in a state, you should be able to go Social Security office and apply for it. Try to get it. I just, you know, the difference between New Jersey and Ohio is very stark, isn't it? Very, very drastic. You know, I mean, I go in New Jersey, like, here's the forms you need. I go into Ohio, it's like, nope, you got to go call Corbin. Well, see, that's crazy. So I'm thinking New Jersey
Hey, Corey,
has the
how
right
you
of
doing,
it.
sis?
That's what I'm thinking. Because New Jersey didn't hand me no guff. They just said, here's the paperwork. Go ahead and fill it out. And by the way, I've never heard back from John about the paperwork. I don't know if he ever went and got it. Because he don't have it. It's at his ex-wife's house, I reckon. And so he'd have to go and get it. I'm going to try the unemployment office today. Both of them. Because they're right there next to one another, practically. I'll try both of them. And if that don't work, then we got to hit the open road, guys. We've got to go west. Because if I can't get nothing here, man, I got to go west. Now, somebody was saying it takes up to a year to get disability. Well, I don't know. I mean, do I have a year's worth of gasoline in my car? Do I have a year's worth of food stamps on my food stamp card? No. Okay, so I got to go where I can get some emergency work, you know, odd jobs, whatever. Some, you know, clean up something and get a couple bucks, $20, whatever. You know, that's what I need to do until I can find out what the heck's going on. But I don't know if that's true. But there's been a couple people say, oh, yeah, you can't get it for a year. Well, it seems like very poor management if that's the case. Because, I mean, everything should be digital now, right? So I should be able to know instantly whether I've got that shit, right? Yeah. Everything's digital now. So what's the holdup? All right, well, I just thought I'd share. And then as soon as I'm leaving here, I will go and...
It could take years for you to get disability if you get it at all. And don't count on a lot of Social Security either. Because that shit ain't happening. It's just not. You are one of the most entitled people I believe I've ever seen in my life. And it's going to take longer than a few days just to get a job. You're going to have to give it some time. And you should have taken some of that money and got yourself a post office box so that you could have an address. Just saying.
Go check out the 2 unemployment places and see what they say. And then if not, guys, I'm going to be running on fumes. I'm going to need some donations. Okay, I hate to ask, but I got to. Because I got to get out on the open road heading west. Well, first I got to head south. Then I got to head west. My cousin says she will have a place for Sharpie where he can stay.
Hey, Buck Melanoma, how you doing, bud?
And I want that for him. I want him to have a nice place. So let's get Sharpie and get on the open road. Besides, I know y'all want to see Sharpie again, don't you? Come on. Tell the truth. You guys want to see Sharpie, right? I mean, I sure do. I sure hell do. I missed him. I missed Sharpie bad. So let's get some...
You don't give a damn about that dog. You're just using him as a grift. He's just going to starve if you don't have enough money for him and you. So what's the bloody point? Leave him in the pound.
Donations coming in, guys. Come on. You know, 10, 20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. Come on, let's go. Let's move my needle. $5 will not move the needle. I'm sorry. I know some people like, I want to give $5. Well, giving $5 is nice, but it doesn't move the needle hardly none. I'm just going to tell you flat out. I mean, I'm already seeing almost $4 a gallon. I'm being told not far from here, even it's $4 a gallon already. As I showed you,
When I filled up my tank, it was $2.87 a gallon. 287, 289, some shit like that. Cost me $39 to fill up my tank from an eighth of a tank. And that's topping it off. And my car's pretty good on gas. And you know that vehicle that he has drinks gas. It drinks gas.
you in a previous video, you know, 349 right there, boom, I thought 350, almost 350. So I mean, it's going up. Okay,
Hey, Unicorn Blow.
This is not me just, you know, trying to up the ante or some shit. The gas prices are going up. All right, and one guy told me even it was even $5 out where he was. So I mean, you know, so yeah, gas
How
is
you
going
doing,
back
Unicorn
up.
Blow?
So you know, the donations are going to have to, you know, capitulate and go up as well. That's just the way it is. You know, it's, you know, and you know, I find it funny. You know, they can give thousands and thousands of dollars to a bunch of people that hate my guts, but they can't seem to fork over a little money to get me down the road. That's horrible. That's awful. So anyway, I look forward to your donations. I appreciate all the donators. You guys are top shelf that donate. Don't know who pulled the 20 yet. Still wondering, but because I don't know, you know, it doesn't tell you. But
hey, Lucifer Almighty.
you know, whoever it was, you know, maybe you should put the 20 back. You know, do the right thing and put that 20 back that you yanked at the last second, because it really left me in a lurch. It really did. Anyway, I do appreciate the donations that are coming in. You all have been great.
Yeah, he did.
You all really helped me.
He's in Ohio
And,
right now.
I'm going to go down and get Sharpie.
He's in Ohio right now, and he's headed back to Kentucky, I guess, to apply for disability. This guy is just dumb. He doesn't know how to do anything. You can tell by looking in his eyes that, you know, the wheel's turning, but the hamster's dead.
If your donations start coming in, I'll go down, I'll get Sharpie, and we're heading west, guys. So look forward to your donations. I'll be waiting at the gas station for the donations. You have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow.
Not even happening. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Fat Photog. King of Hamilton.
I don't know if you can see him, but right above the chimney of that house, ignore the flashing red light, that's just a reflection off my window. And I think another light is a reflection off my window as well. But that little light just above the chimney of this house here, this building here, that little blinking light, that little blinking white light, well, multicolored now, seems like, that is my little buddy. He's back. And he is here in Ohio. He seems a little bit farther away this time, though, but there he is. And he is constantly observing.
Why ain't he helping you? Ain't much of a friend if he's just sitting back watching you flounder, is he?
I don't know why, when he's going to actually help. You know, I could use a little help, actually, but I guess he's observing. There he is. But yeah, just above the chimney of this building, there he is. Like I said, I don't know about that secondary white light. I don't know if that's a reflection off my window or what. I think it's a reflection off my window.
That's wrong. He's going to drive all the way out to fucking Arizona, and there's not going to be anything out there for him. That's the truth. There's not going to be a damn thing out there for him. He better not be headed to Arizona if he knows what's good for him. Man, that's just dumb.
But that light just above the chimney of that building there, that is definitely him. And he's blinking to let me know it's him, you know. So, I mean, there's no question it's him. But just thought I'd let you know, my little buddy's still with me. He's not discarded me like the trolls said. Oh, your little buddy's left you. He's no longer. Yeah, well, that's a lie. 'Cause there he is. He's still with me. He's hanging with me through thick and thin for some reason. So I guess we'll see what this all ends up being, huh? It's going to be an interesting situation, I guess.
Hey, Blue,
right,
how you doing, hon?
Y'all have a good one. Alrighty, folks. This is the street I was born on. Buckeye Street. None of it looks the same, of course. It's all been changed, repainted, whatever. This used to be Helton's nursing home, but it looks like they've boarded it up or made it into something else because it's not Helton's nursing home anymore. But this used to be Helton's nursing home. This used to be where I used to work. One of the places where I used to work. 819 Buckeye. That's Helton's nursing home, or it was.
The dim flashing light was supposed to be his ET buddies that are looking out after him. Yeah, he's delusional. He's fucking delusional. He thinks that extraterrestrials are looking out after him. He thinks his gods are out looking after him. Kid, you are on your own. And all I could see is your fucking scruffy looking face. I don't see no building.
It ain't now, but I don't know what they've done to it. I guess they redid the interior and back into a building again. But yeah, this used to be Helton's nursing home years and years ago, 40 years ago. And this building here is the building that I was staying in, the upstairs anyway. I stayed in the upstairs there and worked in Helton's nursing home and lived here in this building here. And I'm pointed at me instead of... There we go. All right, this is where I lived when I worked here at Helton's. This is Helton's nursing home, or at least it used to be. And I don't know why the damn camera was pointed at me. I had it pointed the other way, but apparently it flipped back. But this is what used to be Helton's nursing home. And then I lived in that window right there, the upstairs apartment. And then I would just literally walk down. There's a squirrel. And I would literally walk down and go to work right here at Helton's. And now I was born, trying to think of which one of these houses I was actually born in.
Bubby?
But I was born in one of these houses. And I think the other one, let me see, hopefully it still exists. Was this it? Maybe this was it? 822? I'm not sure. But one of these houses I was actually born in. It might have been this one. Seems like it did have brick on it. So maybe that was it. But I was actually born...
I'm beginning to think so, Buck.
Right here in one of these houses. I think it was one of these two right here, actually. I think it was the one with the brick, because the brick sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar or looks familiar? Sounds familiar or looks familiar? Did you just move closer to me? I think Annabelle just moved closer to me. She's going down. I love horror memorabilia. I do. That's why I got her. I've been dying to get my hands on one, on a full size Annabelle doll, and I finally did.
Or seems familiar to me. So I think I was actually born here, right here. And then, but yeah, this is Buckeye Street. This is the street I was born on. So a little bit of interesting trivia for you. I finally found my birthplace. And of course, it's all changed now. You know, Hellman's
Yeah.
Nursing Home doesn't even exist. So, but wow.
Yeah, I got Annabelle the doll. Let me show you real quick. Yeah, there she is. I just bought her today. Hey, no one really matters but cats.
Crazy. Now let's see if I can find Center Haven, because I think Center Haven still exists. At least I believe it does. So we'll see if we can find Center Haven and show you that maybe. It's a beautiful building if it ain't been torn down and replaced. But yeah, born right there, if I remember correctly, because it seems like I remember there had to have been some brick, and so yeah, I was born in that one, not that one. But I was born in that one, and then one of these, I think this one used to babysit me. She used to babysit me a long time ago, and so yeah, man. But here it is. This is where I was born.
You know, if you catch up with her, maybe she could start babysitting you now, because you do need a keeper. I'm just saying, you need a keeper.
62 years ago. It's a long time. Very long time. But yeah, I think I had somebody babysit me. The one with the wrought iron. I think she babysat me years ago. When I was younger.
Oh, I got a Chucky and a Tiffany too, in the box. I got a Chucky and a Tiffany too. I bought those last year.
She would babysit me. And then, where's the rest of the... There seems like there's some stuff missing, but I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, I promised to show you where I was born, and I have, so... But yeah, Helton's Nursing Home no longer exists. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, alrighty. This, folks, is Center Haven, where I used to work. Also where I used to work. Very nice place, very fancy on the inside. Lots of ornate fittings and stuff. Of course, I have to get Jim's permission before I can film inside, of course. But yeah, this is Center Haven. This is it. Here it is. You see the sign over there, Center Haven? This is it. So, I'm here. Alrighty, this is the upstairs. And this is a break area with a bathroom. And this is, I used to work up here. These rooms all the time. It was a regular thing. And oops. Sorry. I used to work here years ago, and I was doing a little remembrance and recording it for posterity and stuff. Okay, I didn't mean to get you on camera.
He used to work there. Uh, You hung out there and you drew a check. That's what you did. You hung out there and you drew a check. That's about it. You didn't work. You hung out there and drew a check.
All right. Okay, cool. There's a diagram, and but yeah, this is where I used to work, and this is the upstairs, and I used to be up here all the time. A lot of times I did swing shift, where I would work all different shifts, sometimes days, sometimes nights, and that sort of thing. So, anyways, there's that better picture of that window. And but yeah, I used to work here a long time ago, and everything is changed. The more
Okay,
things
I'll be
change,
there
the
in a
more they
little
stay the
bit.
same, they say, but I don't know about that. Looks like that building's kind of boarded up, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway, we found it. I recorded it, so that's gonna do it. Have a good one.
Nah, fuck off.
Alrighty, welcome to Morning Coffee. I'm not sure what number it is because, hey, I've totally
Those windows were beautiful, but it didn't look like that fancy a place. It reminded me of a homeless shelter that I stayed in. If you really want me to be honest. It was clean. I'll give them that. But it didn't look like as nice a place as he was saying.
lost track. But because I did a couple of morning coffees with John, but I don't remember the numbers right offhand. I'd have to go look again. Anyway, it is a morning coffee because, hey, it's early morning. And not as early as I normally do, though, but it is early morning. So I wanted to touch on the 3-eye Atlas object. I don't want to call it a comet because I don't think it is. And you have some prominent scientists that are now coming forward saying they don't think it's a comet either. But anyway, I want to put my spy pinning on the comet, alleged comet called Atlas. They're calling it Atlas because the Atlas telescope was one that discovered it first. So that's why they call it Atlas. I thought they called it Atlas because they wanted to start with the letter A, but no, it was the Atlas telescope that discovered it, and so therefore it's 3-eye Atlas. It's the third object from the outer area.
Quit trying to explain it. You're getting it wrong anyway, so just get on with it.
And it's the Oort cloud, they call it, and it's interstellar, therefore it's 3-eye. So it's the third interstellar object, basically, is what it means. And then the Atlas is,
hey, Kickstand, how you doing, bud?
The Atlas telescope is one that discovered it. Now, here's the problem with Atlas. The problem with Atlas is that it's not acting like a comet. It's not even acting like an object from the Oort cloud. Atlas is acting like it is a controlled vehicle of some kind, whether it be biological or a metallic, type vehicle. That remains to be seen. I'm thinking it's actually maybe a biological entity because we're getting reports that it is shearing off carbon.
So what? Who gives a turkey? Get to the fucking point.
As it approaches the sun. Okay, well, if it's shearing off carbon, then that means it could be a carbon-based life form. It could be a biological entity unto itself. You know, I forget what TV show it was, but there was a TV show about space, and the spaceship itself was biological. It was a biological entity. It was like a space whale or something, and they were living inside of it. I can't remember the name of the TV show. Somebody help me out. But it was awesome. It was a great show. But yeah, the starship they were on, the spaceship they were on, was a biological entity itself. It was literally alive.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with a TV show, Vaughn. There's all kinds of things on a comet. There's all kinds of things in outer space. Why don't you cows quit trying to think that you know everything? You just make yourselves look dumb and delusional. Now, I'm not going to say that I know anything about this because this is the first time I'm hearing about it. This is the first time I'm hearing about this object. So, yeah, I don't believe half of what he's saying. I don't believe 90% of what he's saying. I do believe there's an object out there, but I don't believe anything else.
It was literally a living being, which was really an interesting twist, really. But this thing is shearing off carbon, allegedly, according to what some are saying. Now, obviously, I don't believe in space. I don't believe in planets. I don't believe in any of that shit, because I know it was created by an atheist, a Greek atheist, years and years ago that hated religion. So I don't believe any of this shit. But anyway, we're going with what we've got.
Oh, shut up, Freddie. How you doing, bud?
We're
How you
going,
doing,
we're going
my
with
brother?
what they say. But it's not acting like a typical comet, and because it's shearing off carbon. Now, most comets, they say, are made out of iron and other hard metals. Okay, so it wouldn't be a comet in that regard because it's shearing off carbon.
Wait a minute. I thought that comets were made of ice. Asteroids were made of iron. I thought it was asteroids that were made of iron and comets were made of ice. Correct me if I'm wrong. What a fucking idiot.
Thing is that the tail of this alleged comet, this alleged object, is not, the tail is not pointed in the correct direction. You know, something or somebody, well, I might have been right the first time, something careening through space at, hundreds of thousands, if not millions or billions of miles an hour, is not going to have a comet tail that's pointing towards the sun, which is what this tail is doing. And that makes absolutely no sense. And even the scientists are like, say, what? So, yeah, it's very, very bizarre, very strange. There's no rhyme or reason for that. Makes no sense. Then also, you have the fact that the trajectory of Atlas is, it has to be, it has to be something that was pre-calculated. Because Atlas, it turns out, if the trajectory is correct, it is literally avoiding the gravity wells of every planet in our solar system.
So, I'm not nearly as ignorant as I thought I was. I do know a little something every now and then. Vaughn, you know what? You need to quit now. Because everything you're saying is stupid. It is. It's stupid. And wrong. Comets are made up of ice and minerals. Asteroids are usually made up of iron. Oh my God. And you think because it's shearing off carbon that it is an entity? And the tail would be headed towards the sun if it was headed away from the sun. Are you barking mad? Are you just crazy? Oh my God.
Every single one. Now, in order to avoid all of the gravity wells of every planet in our solar system, including the sun's, by the way, it would have to be pre-made. It would have to be calculated, okay? It just would. It'd have to be calculated, which means it's intelligent to some extent. Now, like I said, what if this is a type of space whale or space angel? They used to have these pictures of things that look like angels out there flying around, and I documented a couple pictures of those. They were really, actually quite pretty, I thought. But they're like, I called them space angels because they kind of look like an angel, but they would be out there flying around. And I'm just wondering if this isn't some kind of biological entity that's just, out flying around, But who knows? In any event, it's an interesting situation because this is obviously not a comet. This is not just some rock coming out from the Oort cloud. This is something else. I don't know what. Now, like I said, I don't believe in space. So if there is an object coming, it would be coming from elsewhere on the flat plane of Earth. Remember, Admiral Byrd said that beyond the ice wall, Rockefeller ice wall, is it? Yes. Okay, but beyond the ice wall, there are other lands and other inhabitants, and he was very clear about that, and Byrd is not crazy.
There is no ice wall. The Earth is a globe. It is round. There is so much evidence. I hate flat earthers. I despise anybody that denies science. I don't claim to know a lot about science. And I'm a pretty ignorant person. But when there is proof, irrefutable proof of something, I don't like it when people just sit there and just keep spouting stupid shit over and over and over again anyway. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And he's one of them people.
He's an admiral. He's not crazy. And and the fact that some of his men mutinied proves that that he encountered something out there bizarre. Anyway, the point is that this object, whatever it is. Now, as I told you, if you'll recall, I told you that the destroyer comes every 37,000 years and weighs humanity into balance. And if we're a bunch of idiots, it just wipes us out and starts over. Hopefully that will not be the case. But in any event, I just thought I would share my opinions on this thing and get it out there to you. Also, Hamilton, it turns out, may be a bust. I put a few job applications in, haven't heard anything back. If I don't hear anything back in a few days, I'm going to move on because...
You know something? You need to give it more than a few days. You need to give it some time. You ignorant bastard. Give it some time. Oh my God. This man is so stupid it hurts my fucking head. He is. He's so stupid it hurts my fucking head.
Obviously I can't, I'm running low on fuel and, I'm running low on food stamps and that sort of thing. I have two possible options going south or going west. I may even stop by Manchester, Kentucky and pick Sharpie up. I'm not sure yet. It all depends upon what these individuals say about my destination and about where I'm going. But we'll see. But I would love to pick Sharpie up and bring him with me. I really would. But I gotta see what's going on, but hopefully I can. I don't understand, I don't understand why I just haven't won the lottery or gotten my disability. But seems like every turn I get.
Well, number one, you're not disabled. That's why you don't have disability. Number two, you haven't won the lottery because you stand a better chance of being struck by lightning twice. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Denied. I went to the government office here in Ohio, and they told me I have to go all the way back to Corbin and reapply. I can't apply in Ohio. And I'm like, what? SSI is federal. What do you mean I can't apply in Ohio? They said, no, you got to go back to Corbin. I think it's because my last known physical address is in Kentucky, and that's why. But I'm not sure on that. But I think that's their excuse, is that, well, your residence says Kentucky, so you have to go to Kentucky to reapply. I don't think that's legitimate. I think I should be able to reapply in Ohio, but I don't know. I guess if I had a residence here in Ohio, then I could apply for my SSI and benefits. But they're saying no. I have to go all the way back to Corbin, Kentucky, and reapply there. So I may have to go back to Kentucky no matter what I do. Which means, folks, the donations are back on. I've got to have donations to get back out on the highway. This really sucks. I had hoped that Hamilton would be a good thing, but if I don't hear anything from these job applications, I put several job applications in.
Get a fucking P.O. box. That's a good way to establish residence. But I guess you're not going to listen. So what's the fucking point?
Folks, so the trolls can go pound sand. Okay, I put several applications in. I don't hear anything. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to keep going and see what I can do elsewhere. I need someone that I can actually be with, that can physically help me, as well as,
In other words, you need someone to pay for your way. Nope. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. You can forget it. You had a sucker, and you dumped him.
just talk and whatever. Because, see, you got to have a residence, and I need a residence, because when I go into these places, I have to give them my address. Well, I give them my Kentucky address, and what are they going to say? They're going to say, well, go back to Kentucky. That's what they're going to say. So I need a residence, an actual physical a street address that I can.
Hey, Lady Starfire, how
so
you
that I
doing?
can reapply and try to get my stuff. But so far, nothing yet. And anyways, so just thought I'd comment on this and get it all out there. But yeah, we need to. I think if I don't hear anything in a few days, because I'm dangerously low on gas, if I don't hear anything in a few days, I'm gonna have to get back out on the road, whether I like it or not. So anyway, that's it. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh God, this guy is just insufferable. And this came from our own Fat Photog. Fat Photog has these clever edits, and he is underappreciated in our time. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Fat Photog. And that's about all I got for right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a happy hour, and then I'm going to do a bad after dark tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So be prepared. I want to thank everybody that came and saw me. You guys rock. I don't care if you were here for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, of the whole thing. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You know why? Well, do you? It's because nobody else will. Now, y'all take care, and I will see you this afternoon for happy hour. Bye. Peace. Now I'm going to go and get me some lunch.